Andrew Scheer is the man who will lead the Conservatives against Justin Trudeau in 2019. A pretty dramatic leadership vote on Saturday evening, if I may say so. I can only help but feel for Maxime Bernier as well, who led for 12 ballots only to lose on the final 13th ballot, 51% to 49%. But the great news is that all the candidates came out and supported the new leader, Andrew Scheer. But anyone who thinks that it was going to be easy to defeat Justin Trudeau in 2019, even if the leader was the man or woman you believed had the best chance, is probably getting a little bit ahead of themselves. It can be done, but I gotta tell you, it's still going to be a stiff challenge. So I thought today I'd give you 3 reasons why you should be excited about Andrew Scheer as leader, but also 3 big questions that he and the Conservative Party must face and answer as we move towards the 2019 election. The first reason I'm excited that Scheer has brought forward a few new and unique ideas and policies that are quite in line with the current zeitgeist of the conservative movement and the battles conservatives are facing every day. The first of those is addressing the issue of free speech on university campuses, an issue millennial conservatives see every single day they attend class. Andrew Scheer was the only candidate to put forward a policy where universities that do not follow freedom of speech rules and allow it to reign will face the threat of losing their federal funding. And judging by the reaction of one Liberal MP, Adam Vaughan, who says this policy is, quote, being the thought police, I'd say he's right on track with this one. After all, Vaughan is easily the furthest left-wing member of the Liberal Party caucus. Another policy that Scheer brought that I thought was unique was his idea to give Canadians property rights. Now that's something our American viewers will be really familiar with as they already have them. So here's Andrew Scheer explaining that position to our Faith Goldie on her show On the Hunt back in February.
I'm a little bit concerned about this one, Andrew. Adding property rights to the charter. I love it in theory, but do you really want to open up the charter?
So here's the catch.
All right,
we don't have to open up the charter.
How are you going to do it?
Well, there's an amending formula in the Constitution that allows the federal government, if it can find a dance partner, to insert a right into the charter with the cooperation of a provincial government. So my proposal would be, after I'm reelected, is I would introduce motions in the House and then invite and encourage and really try to talk them into a provincial government to do the same thing. If we can start there, I'm sure the pressure would build for other provinces to add it, and I think very quickly we could have property rights without going through that constitutional drama and the divisiveness that can come with that.
The last reason I'm excited about Andrew Scheer is he is an authentic Western Canadian boy. With all due respect to Central and Eastern Canada, the Conservative base is out west, the prairies in particular. And with the Laurentian Liberal elites in control right now, Western Canadians are feeling the squeeze again like it's the 1990s. Scheer also happens to be a family man, only 38 but with 5 kids, and doesn't seem to have a whiff of scandal in his personal or his professional life. The only time I met Andrew Scheer was at a leadership debate here in Vancouver. He was just standing there drinking an old-style Pilsner, the beer of and for Saskatchewan, when he introduced himself to me. It doesn't get much more authentic than that, folks. But with all that optimism comes some very serious questions that Andrew Scheer and the Conservative Party must now answer. The first is obvious. How will he respond and return fire to what will undoubtedly be a relentless media party attack trying to cast him as a social conservative or a religious extremist? I mean, it's already started and he's only been leader for 2 days. This was a major concern of mine for many of the other candidates I felt would simply allow the media to run roughshod all over them. Scheer will need to prove that he can punch back when necessary. Because we can't forget, last election Justin Trudeau promised the CBC hundreds of millions in more funding, and the journalists' unions registered as a third party to campaign on behalf of the Liberals. So you can see it's an uphill battle against the media party, but one that can be overcome, as has been proven by President Trump. The next question was my biggest concern with Scheer from the beginning: his complete lack of experience in government. While it's true he was first elected MP in 2004, he was Speaker of the House during the Conservative majority from 2011 to 2015, and before that he was named Deputy Speaker in 2008. So to me, I see a man who wasn't in the trenches with the last Harper government, facing the media party every single day, facing the opposition in question period every week. The speakership is actually a bit of an elitist position with its own residency and invitations to all the big society events in Ottawa. So I have concerns about Scheer and whether he is actually seasoned enough for this job, and potentially the next even bigger job as Prime Minister of Canada. The last question for Scheer goes back to something I mentioned off the top. He only defeated Maxime Bernier 51% to 49%. It's basically a 50-50 split, folks. That means half the voting membership was willing to send the party in a much more libertarian direction. If Scheer wants to challenge and defeat Justin Trudeau in 2019, he will need to capture some of the enthusiasm among millennials that Trudeau did back in 2015 when he was elected. And just as Maxime Bernier and to some extent Kevin O'Leary did in this leadership campaign, signing up tens of thousands of new, younger members. It's a big tent, this party, and balancing ideas will be key. I firmly believe Scheer and the party do need to make a slight shift towards being more libertarian on specific, but not all, social issues. For instance, if marijuana is legalized by next election, just leave it. On gay marriage, well, it's been 12 years since we legalized it as a nation, and now gay conservatives are a fast-growing and vocal minority in the party. But on life issues, the performance of both Brad Trost and Pierre Lemieux shows me that there is a large base of voters who also need representation in the Conservative Party. And life issues like abortion and euthanasia could and should be looked at, along with getting serious about immigration reform and securing our borders. If we do that, I think we could strike a balance between the libertarian and social conservative wings of the party and allow Andrew Scheer to present a united and strong conservative front against Justin Trudeau in 2019. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Thanks for watching. You know, we're going to hold Andrew Scheer's feet to the fire to some extent, but also push back against the media party as well as they push back against him. So, what can you do? Well, make sure you subscribe to our Rebel Canada YouTube page and make sure you never miss a video.